Hello everybody and welcome to day 10. Today we're all about activating our core and we're going into our first chaturanga, working our way into an upward facing dog and an extended side angle. So we have a lot to cover today. I am working with 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, again, books work just fine. You don't need 2 blocks, but at least 1 might be good. So with that, go ahead, grab your materials and I will meet you on your mat. Hello everybody and welcome to your mat. Today I'm going to start off in hero pose. So we're sitting back on my heels, but I like to have a block in between my legs, but I'm going to actually drape my blanket over it. And you can have a block stack as big as you'd like and also maybe even a pillow. So I'm going to bring it right underneath my legs here, adjusting it to how you would like. And if this doesn't feel comfortable at all, you can always sit in easy pose or sukhasana. So just going to take a moment to welcome ourselves to our mat. You can bring the tops of your hands to your thighs here, and then bring those shoulders right up over our hips. We're going to take a few breaths together. So exhale wherever you're at in your breath cycle. And we'll take a deep inhale through our nose. Drop your shoulders if you brought them with you, and then exhale, ha out through your mouth. One more time, just like that, inhaling through your nose. Exhale, let it go. The last one, making this the fullest breath you've taken yet today. One more sip at the top, pause. Drop your shoulders. And then exhale, sink into your surface. Beautiful. Your eyes can be open or closed, maybe taking gaze down at the floor. I'm going to take my palms up for receiving today. So if you feel like you need any positive energy or love, go ahead and turn those palms face up, allowing your fingertips to curl in here. We're going to begin by cultivating our ujjayi breath, so closing your lips and then inhaling and exhaling out through your nose. Let's take our observation outwards just for a moment, experiencing and observing our surroundings and any noises. And then when you're ready, gently bring that observation inward. Experiencing your breath as it flows in through your nostrils, filling up your belly, and then on your exhales, hearing that soft whisper sound as it travels up the same way it came in. A few more breaths here. And coming back to that sound of your breath. We'll take a moment here to set an intention for the day or for our practice, or simply thanking us for coming to our mat, or if you're taking this practice at the end of the day, thanking yourself for making it through the day, whether it was good, bad, hard, or easy. Just acknowledging that you did it and you're here, and you should feel proud of yourself. When you're ready, we'll gently flutter our eyes open, continuing with our ujjayi breath throughout our practice. Well, inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, let's cactus those arms onto the horizon. So my elbows are out about shoulder height here. Palms are facing forward and my fingertips and palms are active. We're going to inhale, lift our chest. And then exhale, bring your elbows, forearms, and palms to touch, stretching across your backside body. Chin can come to chest and belly button pulls in. Inhale as you lift and expand. Eyes can be open or closed here. And then exhale. Crunching in. 2 more times. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhaling again. And exhale. Inhale, come back through center. Arms will stay up here parallel with the floor. You're going to breathe in, sit up nice and tall. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale, spreading your fingertips wide. And then exhale, we're going to rotate our arms so our fingertips point towards the floor again. Elbows staying right where they are. Inhale, palms come up, facing forward. And then exhale, palms come down, facing behind us, fingertips facing towards the floor. 2 more times, inhaling. Exhale. Both hands are moving along with each other. Inhaling again. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, come back through center. Fingertips reach towards the sky as our arms extend. And then exhale. I'm going to turn towards you guys. Let's bring those right fingertips down towards the earth. Maybe they're hovering here. Inhale, left fingertips reach high. Exhale, bring your left fingertips over to the right. Again, hands can be hovering or you can come down towards the floor on those cupcake fingertips. Breathing down your left side body. You can take your gaze towards the ceiling or maybe down towards the floor. Breathing here. Option to cactus, open this top left arm. Chest is opening towards the sky. Breathing here. Next, inhale, left fingertips will extend over to the right side again. Exhale here. Inhale, both fingertips reach towards the sky as your right hand comes up. Exhale, left hand comes down towards the floor. Inhale, lift and lengthen through your spine, right fingertips reaching towards the sky. And then exhale, they'll come over to the left side. Breathing here. Again, gaze can come up towards the ceiling or the floor. Pulling this left shoulder down away from your ear. Option to cactus, open your right arm now. Maybe chest lifts towards the sky again here. Breathing. Eyes can be opened or closed. Inhale. Right hand reaches towards the left side. Exhale here. And then inhale, come back through center. All fingertips are reaching towards the sky. Then exhale, hands come down by our side. We're going to take a few shoulder rolls here, rotating shoulders one after the other. You can lift your palms face up, bend your elbows, get your arms involved, switch directions. And then we'll all gently come back there, center. Chin is on the horizon, eyes can close. Taking a moment to acknowledge and experience the pose. And then when you're ready, gently flutter your eyes open. We're going to take our hands out in front of us as we hinge forward. So if you're in Sukhasana or easy pose, you're going to hop off whatever you're sitting on. We're going to make our way to our tabletop position. Begin to top the taps of your feet out on your mat, waking up those legs. You can rock your heels from side to side here. Then we're going to tuck our toes. Take a deep inhale as you shift your weight forward. And then exhale, press your hips back towards your heels, getting a nice little arch stretch. Option to stay here, pressing firmly through your palms. Shoulders pull down away away from your ears, or you can walk your hands up to your knees. Again, coming back to the seated position. If you need a deeper stretch in the arches of your feet, or maybe you lean back just a bit to feel a little bit of a quad stretch here. Actually, it's quite a bit for me today. But only if you feel comfortable. At any point in time this is uncomfortable, come back down, or you feel any pain in the stretch. It's okay to be uncomfortable sometimes, but if you feel pain, know the difference. Inhale, we'll all come back through center, untuck our toes, begin rocking your hips from side to side. Then the next inhale, we'll come back through center, taking a few cat-cows here. You know what to do. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts, hips lift. Exhale, pulling your belly button towards your spine, broadening across your shoulder blades. And then take this at your own pace, adding any organic movement you need today. When you're coming into cat, making sure you're pulling your belly button inward and expelling all the air out from yesterday. We'll gently come back through center. So we want to engage our core, lacing in our lower ribs and pressing firmly away from the earth. So our hands are right underneath our shoulders here, knees are underneath our hips. So we're going to take this into a balance here. Option to keep both hands on the ground, or you can lift one with me. I'm going to pick my right leg up and send my right foot back behind me. Toes are flexed back towards my face. And then I'm going to gently reach my left hand forward here. So I'm balancing in this bird dog position. I don't want my back sinking down, so I want to press firmly through this right hand. Belly is pulled in. Inhale as we reach and extend. Exhale, pull your elbow towards your knee, or just pull your knee in if both hands are planted. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, pull it in. Coming back to your breath, inhaling. Core is tight. Exhale, pull it in. Round your spine like a cat. Inhale. Coming back. Last one. Exhale. Pull it in. Inhale, come back to your tabletop position. You can rock your hips from side to side if you need to. And then we're going to take this into our left side. So weight comes into our right knee and our left palm. We'll kick our right leg out behind us. Always option to stay here. You don't even have to add movement if you want. I'm going to extend my right arm. Belly is pulled in and pressing firmly away from the earth through my left palm. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, pull your elbow to your knee, curl in. Inhaling and extending. Exhale, pulling in. Inhale, core is tight. Exhale, pull it in. 2 more times here. You got it. Keep it up. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, pull it in. Last one. Inhale, expand. Exhale, pull it in. Beautiful. Inhale, come back through center. We'll sit back on our heels just for a minute, rolling out our wrists. And we'll gently make our way back to our tabletop position. So we're going to lower down into a cobra pose, but this time I want you to be really mindful in the way that we're lowering down. So I'm going to walk my knees out a little bit behind me and readjust my hands here. So we're going to take an inhale at the top, pull your core in tight, and then exhale, begin to shift your weight forward and lower down, keeping those elbows in next to your sides. Using your arm strength here, and then gently lower down. Beautiful. So you want to keep those elbows really next to our sides, and we're hugging everything into our midline. Let's rock our feet from side to side to lengthen down our mat. Heels of our hands slide back by our low ribs. And we're going to inhale, lift our head, neck, and chest, low cobra. Exhale, release. Again, one more time. Inhaling, lifting up. then exhale, gently release. Hands come right back up underneath our shoulders. Let's tuck our toes here, reversing that action we just took, engaging our core, and let's pull those elbows in tight. When you're ready, take an inhale. Press firmly through your hands, lifting yourself off your mat. Core is tight. And then exhale, we'll hinge our hips back and walk our knees forward to our tabletop position. Gently rock your feet from side to side. And we're gently going to make our way into our downward facing dog. So again, hands walk out. Let's tuck our toes. Take a deep inhale breath here. And then exhale, pick those knees up off the mat. Hold them here just for a minute. Don't straighten them. Pulling your core tight. Beautiful. Keep it up. Take another deep inhale. And then exhale, begin to straighten those legs. Again, keeping your core activated here. Begin to walk your dog out. One heel at a time reaches towards the floor. Always option to come into a tabletop or modified down dog. So this is your practice. You decorate it how you wish. At any point in time, come down into a shavasana or a child's pose. Reconnecting with your breath if you lost it here. Beautiful. Sending your hips high towards the sky. Keep a slight bend in your knee. On our next inhale, we'll come high up onto our toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Look forward and step to the top of your mat. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we'll slowly roll all the way up to standing. Arms reach up overhead. Arms will stay up over our head here as we inhale, lift through our fingertips. And then exhale, hands come onto the horizon as we gently twist to the right. Core is tight here, keeping everything pulled in. Inhale. And then exhale, twisting to the left. Again, core is tight, shoulders drop down. Inhaling. Exhale. Trying to keep those hips forward here. Just using our core strength as we inhale. Lift up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back through center. You should feel it in your core here. Trying to keep those hips towards center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, come back through center. Last one on the left. Exhale, twist. Inhale, arms come up through center. Exhale, forward fold. Deep bend in your knees here if you need it. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back into a high plank. Now we're going to drop one knee down towards the earth. We're coming into our first chaturanga, so always option to skip chaturanga if you need to. Again, there's modifications in the description of the video if you'd like to look at it. So it's really up to activating our core and evenly distributing our weight through our body. So you can always take this into your modified plank, dropping both knees to the ground and pulling everything and then lowering to the ground for your low cobra. Or you can stay up here in your high plank with me. So notice that my butt is up towards the sky. You can come on down to your knees for this demo if you'd like. I'm going to take my weight into my palms and drop my hips down. Core is tight. Now my feet are hip width distance, and you can see that my heels are reaching towards the front of the mat. I'm going to pull some of that weight back into my heels here, so I'm still evenly distributing my weight throughout my body. I'm going to take a deep inhale at the top. Exhale, I'm going to slowly lower all the way down. Elbows are pulling in here. And I'm going to lower all the way down to the mat. So there's a lot of core strength here in our chaturanga. So if you don't feel comfortable, or if you're feeling a lot of stress in your shoulders or wrists, I encourage you to drop both knees and just come down to your belly in your low plank. A lot of times when we're taking upward facing dog, we're taking chaturanga, we're coming into an upward facing dog, which we will work on in just a minute. But chaturangas are one of the most common poses people get injured in, myself included. So a lot of times I will just drop both my knees, come down to my belly, and then come into my upward facing dog. There's nothing wrong with that. So it just takes time to work into our chaturangas. We also call them a yogi push-up as you're lowering all the way to the ground. But you really want to make sure those elbows are pulled in tight. You're hugging everything into midline, and you're not letting that belly sag down. You're using your core to really activate yourself and keep that lower back intact. So the key in a chaturanga or a yogi push-up is to evenly distribute your weight. So you can all come on down to our bellies. So we're going to work our way into our first upward facing dog now. So you can take your chaturanga and your upward facing dog in your vinyasas, or you can take a low plank into a low cobra into your vinyasas. It's really up to you. This is just something that you can work on, maybe incorporating one or two into your practices. So from our bellies here, we're going to take our hands underneath our shoulders. So it's not going to be back by our low ribs like in our cobra. Fingertips are spread wide. And I'm going to tuck my toes here. Gaze is towards the floor. I'm going to inhale, lift myself up. So I'm on my knees. Maybe I walk my knees a little bit closer. So my hips are lifted up off the earth. And then I'm going to lift my knees here, coming back into that high plank. And then take the tops of my feet towards the mat. Dropping my hips as I take it into a back bend. I'm going to sweep my heart forward. So I'm pressing actively through my palms. Chest is lifting. And I'm not down here in my shoulders. So I'm really activated. Tops of the feet press firmly into the mat. And our legs are lifted up off the mat. Knees are pulling towards my thighs here. Activating. Core is pulled in to protect that low back. I'm breathing. Always option to drop those knees. Come back into a tabletop at any time. So again, sweeping my heart forward, actively pressing through my palms, and my palms are trying to pull back towards the back of my mat here. So gently drop your knees down towards the earth and come back into that tabletop position. We'll press back into a child's pose just for a moment. Reconnecting with your breath. Next inhale, we'll all come back up to tabletop position. So we're going to try that one more time. This time you can do it with me. You don't have to take this into your yogi push-up. We're just going to practice lowering down, engaging that core, and keeping our elbows by our side. So again, option to tuck your toes, taking this into a high plank, or drop your knees to the ground. We're going to all take an inhale at the top when you're ready. Core pulls in. If you're in your yogi push-up, gently bring some of your weight to your heels here, but still reaching that heart forward. Take another deep inhale at the top. Exhale, lower all the way down towards the earth. Beautiful. Slow with control. If you're coming into your low cobra, you slide the heels of your hands back, elbows pull in. We're coming into that upward facing dog. Let's inhale, press ourselves up. Elbows are still next to my sides. Coming to my knees here. When I'm ready, pick up those knees off the earth and then gently place the tops of my feet on the mat. Drop your hips down, core is tight, lifting your chest through your arms. Chin is on the horizon. Breathe here. Legs are lifted up off the mat. And then exhale, bring those knees down towards the floor, and you can press back, countering that that deep back bend here. Inhale, we'll come back through our tabletop position. We'll tuck our toes, and then exhale, press our hips back towards our downward facing dog. Beautiful. Walk your dog out here if you'd like. So let's come back down to our mat on our knees here in our hero's pose. So if you are working on your chaturangas to upward facing dog, we don't always come all the way down to our belly. So a lot of people will skip the whole belly movement and just gently sweep their heart forward through their hands. So they'll come halfway down in their chaturanga, that yogi push-up. Arms are going to be at a 90-degree angle when you come down. So we'll reach down here, and then on your next inhale, you'll pull yourself up through that chaturanga movement. So quick demo here from our high plank. I'm going to take a deep inhale at the top. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, sweep my heart forward as the tops of my feet come to our mat. So again, I'm still in that same position. Shoulders are pulling away from my ears. And then from here, we'll take a deep inhale. Exhale, flip your toes and press back into your downward facing dog. So this motion takes a lot of effort sometimes. I like to sprinkle one or two into my practice, but again, if you feel like you're dumping all your weight into your shoulders, please drop your knees down to the earth. I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview of downward facing dog. Again, there's a full tutorial in my blog post down below in the comments if you want to check it out and check out some of the modifications I have. So anyway, let's continue with our practice here. Reconnecting, coming back into our tabletop position. Let's get connected with our breath again if we lost it. Exhale wherever you're at in your breath cycle. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And then exhale, ha out through your mouth. One more time, inhaling through your nose. Exhale, ha out through your mouth. You can stay here, tuck your toes, meeting me in downward facing dog. From our downward facing dog, we're going to step our feet together at the back of our mat. Inhale, right leg lifts high, toes are flexed back towards my face, and weight is evenly distributed through my hands and hips are level. Take another deep inhale here. Exhale, pull that knee in. Hinge your weight forward as you step your right foot forward to meet your mat, or meet your hands. So again, you can always take that tabletop position transition. So they were taking this into our warrior 2 feet. So back heel drops down, toes are facing towards 11 o'clock. Again, always coming down to your modified warrior 2 stance if you'd like. Again, taking our weight into both feet, making sure that back foot is planted onto the earth. Let's grab our block, make sure it's near, and bring that block to our inner right foot. When you're ready, next inhale, root to rise, opening up onto the horizon, warrior 2. Hands come to our hips as we readjust our stance here, making sure our knee is going directly forward. Arms come out onto the horizon. Inhale, shoulders to our ears. Exhale, rolling back and down our back. Our lower ribs are pulling in, core is tight, shoulders right over our hips. Arms on the horizon here. Breathing, feeling the pose. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, sink low into your hips. We're going to take this into a reverse warrior. So inhale, glide your front palm forward on the horizon. Exhale, flip your palm and begin to bring it towards the back of your mat. Our left hand is coming to our left leg. Weight is light, and our front knee is still bent. Reverse warrior, beautiful. Breathe down this right side body here. Making sure that front knee is still bent. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, taking our right forearm to our right knee, extended side angle. Our left hand can reach towards the sky here or come forward. Now, if you feel like this back foot is slipping, go ahead, walk it in. Note the weight in your right arm. We don't want to be dumping down here and putting a lot of pressure on our leg. So we really want to activate our core, pull our torso up, and only have light weight in our right arm. Breathing here. Option to cactus open our top arm. Take an inhale. Exhale, you can bend that left elbow. Inhale, fingers extend. Option to drop your hand down to your block for your extended side angle. Breathing. You can gauge the intensity here, so I'm going to turn my block to the highest level. Feeling the pose, always option to drop your knee down here. You can do all the same poses in that Warrior II modified stance. When you're ready, we're going to press through both feet again, like we're trying to rip our mat in half. We'll take an inhale, coming back onto the horizon. Breathe, refocus. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, turn over your right leg and cartwheel your hands around this front right foot. Back left toes turn in. And we're going to sweep this right foot back to meet our left in our downward facing dog. Our block can stay right in the middle here. Taking any movement you need in your downward facing dog. Feet step together at the back of our mat. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Toes flex back towards our face. Exhale, bend your knee, begin to hinge forward as you step your left foot forward to the top of your mat. Again, back heel spins down, toes are facing towards 2 o'clock. Always option to drop that back leg. Back leg is coming out like a little kickstand if you're taking the modified version. Readjust the weight in your body so your back foot is rooted on towards the earth. When you're ready, inhale, root to rise. And exhale, open your arms up on the horizon, left fingertips reach forward, Warrior II. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, sink low, readjust your feet if you need to. Shoulders come right back over our hips. Inhale, we'll glide our front palm forward, flip it towards the ceiling, and then exhale, reverse your warrior. This time, right hand is coming to our right leg. Left fingertips are reaching towards the back wall. Breathe, front knee is still bent. Inhale, come back through center. Pause, feel your pose. Take another deep inhale here. And then exhale, this time left forearm to left thigh. Right fingertips can reach up towards the sky. Walk that back foot in again if you need it. And then readjust your footing, sink low, and activate that core. Pull some weight out of that left forearm here. So you're actually working your torso here, lifting it up. Option to reach those right fingertips forward here. Take an inhale. And then exhale, you can begin to cactus open your right arm. Gaze can come up towards the ceiling or down towards the floor. It's your choice. Breathe. I know our legs are on fire here. Inhale, right fingertips extend towards the front of our mat. Option to drop your left hand down towards your block. Reaching and extending, still activating your core, pulling it in. Sink low into your hips. That knee is stacked right over your ankle. Breathe. When you're ready, pressing firmly through both feet as you're trying to rip your mat in half. Inhale, lift up back onto the horizon, Warrior II. Pause. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Turn your torso over to your left leg. Cartwheel your hands to frame your front foot. Back right toes turn forward. Option, sweep this left foot back to meet your right here and pedal out your dog. Always option to come down into a tabletop or child's pose to reconnect with the earth. Slight bend in your knees, sending your hips high. Inhale, we'll shift forward. Exhale, bring those knees slowly down towards the earth. Beautiful. Rock your hips from side to side here. And then we're going to gently make our way to a seated position. Legs come out in front of us. Taking my block in front of me, working our way into boat pose. I'm going to take both my feet onto my block. So I want my knees hip width distance. You can actually even, if you have 2 blocks handy, bring 1 block in between your knees and 1 block underneath your feet here to keep your legs activated. Now we're going to sit up nice and tall. So I want my root bones, or my ischium, to be sitting, so those bony points in your butt, you want to be sitting right on top of those. and our spine is going to be straight. Top of our head is working towards the ceiling. Option to stay here, working on this straight back. Breathing, chest is lifting towards the sky. Option, you can take your hands behind your knees, maybe lifting one leg up, still holding that block if it's in between your legs, and then maybe the next block or next foot. And if you feel like your spine is curling here, bring those feet down, reset. You don't want to lose any integrity in our spine, activating our core here. Breathing. Always bring your feet down if you need to. Option to stay here, or you can take your hands out by your side. Again, chest is lifting, spine is straight. We're breathing, don't hold your breath. You got it. 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhaling. Exhaling. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Bring those hands behind your knees, and then gently bring your feet to the block. Remove the one that was in between your legs. Hop off the one that your feet were on. Bring it to the side. Hands come behind us. Gently windshield wipe your legs. Gonna walk our feet as close as we can to our bum here. Option to lower one forearm down at a time or bring our hands out in front of us. Slow, controlled movement. Core is pulled in tight. And we'll gently lower all the way to our back. So we're coming into a little restorative bridge here. This is my favorite bridge pose. So we're going to take this block and put it underneath our sacrum. Our sacrum is where our back flesh meets our bum flesh. So I'm going to press firmly through both feet. Feet are hip width distance, knees are hip width distance. And I'm going to lift my hips up off the earth, bringing this block again right underneath my sacrum. So it's this little sweet spot, and you'll know when you're on it because it actually is a pretty comfy pose. You'll know when you're not on it. If your block is too high, your butt's going to be sinking off the back of the block. And if your block is too low, then your spine is going to be kind of in this really awkward curling position, and just your bum is going to be resting on the front of the block. So you got to kind of find that little sweet spot here. Gently roll your shoulders underneath your chest. Hands can come down by your side, and we'll breathe. Eyes can open or they can close. Reconnecting with the earth and your breath. Maybe closing your eyes and taking your observation inward here. Option to stay here, or you can take this into the legs up the wall. We'll take one knee into our chest and lift it towards the sky, and then gently take the other one, bend it, and then lift that foot up towards the sky. So we're in a Viparita Karani, or legs up the wall. This is what we'll be taking most of the time in my classes. I've kind of thrown out shoulder stand, as I've noticed a lot of students take shoulder stand into more of a neck stand. So I feel like it's a very dangerous pose, and this one is more relaxing, and I enjoy it a lot more. So just allowing your knees to slightly bend, feet are still reaching towards the sky. This is technically an inversion here, so you're actually in your second inversion, as downward facing dog is considered an inversion as well. When you're ready to come back down, gently bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet to the mat. We're going to lift up off of this block, so press firmly through both feet. Gently slip it out from underneath us. You can rock your hips from side to side or bring your knees in, taking a quick knee circle here. Going in one direction and then the other. Option is stick with this if you like your knee circles, or you can take this into a happy baby. Again, opening up your knees wide. Then soles of your feet are going to be facing towards the ceiling. Option to grab the outer edges of your thighs, your calves, or outer edges of your feet here. You can rock from side to side. Or you can stay still. We want our tailbone relaxing down, shoulders on the mat. Take one more round of breath here. Gently bring our knees into our chest. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, pull everything in, giving yourself one big giant hug. And then gently release, bringing those feet down to the earth, taking yourself into your favorite shavasana. Arms can be up over your head, taking up as much space as possible. Extending. And then you can open your mouth and let out a big sigh. Allow yourself to sink into your surface here. Allowing your feet to fall open if your legs are extended. Turning off your feet, your calves, your thighs. Hips sink into the earth beneath you as you relax and breathe into any tension in your low back as it releases. Feeling the rise and fall of your belly. Softening your shoulders and turning off your arms as your fingertips gently curl in. Releasing any tension in your jaw and softening the muscles in your face. Option to pause the video now to take this into a longer shavasana. Letting any thought that floats by allow to pass through and note it for later. When you're ready, begin wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. And then gently curl yourself to one side, your favorite side, cradling your head in your arm. You can stay here for a while or meet me up in a comfortable seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come through heart center as we return to our intention or our thanks or feelings of being proud of ourselves for making it through the day or making it to our mat. Thank you guys so much for flowing with me today. It's always an honor. Namaste. Hello everyone, thank you so much for flowing along with me today. Your support is truly appreciated and it really means a lot. I would just like to remind you to like and subscribe to this channel so I can continue to put out free videos and tutorials, meditations weekly just for you guys. Also, leave me a comment and let me know how you feel or if you have any recommendations for upcoming videos or meditations that you would like to try. I'm always open and let me know. Let's get connected. Again, remembering to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.